my channel. My name is Anissa Najla. Just to remind you guys, don't forget to also subscribe if you have not yet. Hit that subscribe button below. Help your girl out, please. And then hit that notifications because I'm trying to put out a video every week. It'll definitely be one every week. What I was going to say was it'll probably be one every other week, but it's not. It's going to either be every week or twice a week. But let me tell you what's making all this noise right now. I'm going to share. Our house kind of flooded. So we have this vacuum here underneath the carpet. We have this vacuum here underneath the carpet. And then we got a big old whatever it is right here being big and loud. So please do excuse me. I have to basically shout over it. So let me go back over here to this spot. Alright, so today in this video, I'm going to be sewing up a cropped shirt. I made a pattern out of an old shirt that I have, transformed it into a cropped shirt. Yes, sweetheart. Yes, sweetheart. Just stop it. Stop eating. Okay, I'm gonna get you out. My edges are coming out because I slapped on a wig last minute so I can do this intro for this video. But here's my cropped shirt that I made from my pattern. I'm also under the weather and tad, so yeah. Alright, so we're going to get right into it. We're going to start off with the first pattern piece, grabbing your wax paper, cut off the length of the sleeve, and go ahead and match up the straight edge of the wax paper to the on the fold side of your sleeve. And you can also pin the paper to the fabric as well. So as you see, I'm using a red fabric on top of my table. So what I'm going to do is basically pin my shirt into the red fabric. Eventually I'm going to have a printed fabric that's going to have measurements on it, but this will work just fine for now. So right now I just went ahead along the curve of the armhole and on the length of the sleeve, went ahead and labeled and marked my pattern piece. Unlike a regular pattern piece of a sleeve, it'll look like a complete full sleeve fanned out. We're not doing that, of course, with a ready-made garment. With a ready-made garment and you're making it into a pattern piece, you're going to use what you basically have. So the straightest and flattest way possible to make a sleeve using a ready-made garment or a shirt like I have here, it's going to require me to fan out the sleeve. So now I'm going ahead and cutting out my sleeve. Again, it's going to look like half a sleeve, but once you've put it on the fold and cut it out on the fold of the fabric, it's going to unfold into the entire sleeve. So now you just go right ahead into the shirt back. So here you'll see me using my ruler to make sure that I'm lining up the collar so that I can get an accurate lay. So all you really need to make sure is that you have this shirt as flat as possible. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it does have to be as flat as you can get it so that you can get an accurate measurement. Now this crop top is a little bit funny to cut and do because of the curved back that laps over like you see, and then the small waistband at the bottom. That's going to be a separate pattern piece as well, but right now we're going to do this shirt back, which you'll only need to make one pattern piece for. So you see me making marks along that curve. It goes all the way down to the side seam, then up to the armhole base, and then draw the armhole or make the markings for the armhole up to the shoulder top, and then you're going to do the shoulder length, and then you're going to go do the collar length. So as you see, that's what I did, and then you go straight into the back waistband and make that measurement. Now with the back waistband, you can do half of the waistband if you would like to and do it on the fold, but I went ahead and just did the whole thing. Now a really good thing about wax paper is that you can just use your fingernail to kind of trace over the wax paper and it'll leave that white streak. So that's what I basically did on all my pieces. I outlined it like that, and then I was able to move it around and make my lines where I needed to make it. So you just saw me make my 2 side seams for the back waistband and the curved top. And then the bottom edge of the waistband is going to be flat, so I'm using the edge, the straight edge of the wax paper to make the bottom of the waistband. So now onto the shirt front. So we're just going to do the same thing. Take the shirt front and pin it down to the fabric. Now you're not going to stretch it, you're just going to pin it down so that it's laying flat, which means that you won't really see too many lines going across or down the middle or any of that. You're just going to lay it flat as possible. And that's why I say also to pin through the paper to the fabric. Use as many pins as you need to. I mean, of course not too many because you don't want it to buckle up and bunch up. I did the curve of the shirt front. I made sure I had the corners of my shoulder and then my armhole and my side seams. So the only thing that's really going to be laid down is laid down straight or flat is going to be the bottom of the shirt. I'm using the edge of the straight edge of the wax paper for the bottom of the shirt front. So then you go ahead and outline, make your final markings so that you can go ahead and cut the pattern piece out. And you'll be cutting one pattern piece for the shirt front, but when you put it on your fabric, it's going to cut out 2 so that it laps over in the middle. But all together, it will be 4 pattern pieces. The first is going to be your sleeve. That's going to look like half of a sleeve. The shirt back, saw me make it, and this is what I'm cutting right now. Accidentally I cut too much of the armhole, so I left in the repair I had to do to the armhole. So I added more paper, taped it on, readjusted and made a line. I pinned it back down too so it's accurate. I don't want to mess up again. And then clipped it so that it's right. And then used more tape so that it's secure. I don't want it to move around, and I'm not trying to make this pattern over again. If you want to though, you can start from scratch, get a new piece of wax paper. And the professionalism in me told me, yeah, do that. But then I realized, nah, I'm gonna just do this. So then I just make a little envelope for my pattern so I can make sure that all of my pattern pieces are separate. Or not my pattern pieces, my patterns, my sets, whether it's a skirt, shirt, whatever, is separate. So then you just lay out your fabric. You're all done with your pattern. You made it. It's complete. Success. So now you just lay out your pattern. On your fabric, I chose this black fabric. I was going to do a red fabric. The only red fabric I have is actually on my table right now, as you see, and I do not want to use that fabric for this shirt. So I'm going to head and use this black fabric. So it's going to look like my original old shirt. But that's why I made a pattern, because I can cut it out into any fabric that I want. So if I go to the store, find some fabric that I want to yank and make another crop shirt out of, I surely will. And you'll see it on Instagram. So definitely follow me on Instagram. But now you're just going to see me go ahead and cut out the shirt front. I already did 2 sleeves. I cut out 2 sleeves. And then I cut out this shirt front. You also want to make sure you add that seam allowance, 1/4 to 1/2 of an inch. I did about, I think I did about 1/4 of an inch. I think I did a little bit more than 1/4 of an inch because this fabric is kind of really stretchy, a little bit on the sheer side. But you just readjust, use those lines to go along the grain of the fabric so that you know you're pointing in the right direction, because you want the fabric to be or the pattern piece to lay in the direction of the fabric stretch. So you see me cutting out the waistband long way here. That's the direction that my fabric stretches the most. But I'll have all of that in the description bar so you won't miss anything. I'll also have all the instructions in the description bar as well. But now that we have all the pieces cut out, we can go ahead and match them up. So I'm matching up a shoulder seam, and then you can fold it over in the back and you'll match up that back part that laps over. Of course, this is just to pin together for me to show you. I would unpin it when I make my sewing video so that I can go ahead and finish my edges, because this garment requires you to finish some of the edges before you actually put it together. So you'll see that in my next video. So you'll kind of see how it lays out in the back, how it crosses over, and then the waistband is put on. So this is the front, and I just pulled in my old shirt to kind of see how it laps over. And it has like a little serge tack mark in between all four parts that connect, if that makes sense. I will make it make sense in the description bar, but it will also make more sense when I'm sewing it together and I show you an even more closer look at the shirt. So here, basically, I'm just going to give you a little, kind of tell you how it's going to match. The shirt front is going to lap over to the back waistband and be pinned to that. And then the rest of the shirt front at the top is going to be pinned to the side seam of the shirt back. If I can make a diagram, I will do that and then insert it. Otherwise, you'll see me explain it in my next video. So here, I'm just pinning my armhole. What you want to do is pin the top curve of the armhole, which we made a point, and put it at the top of your shoulder seam. And then you go along the armhole, pinning it, and then you go down the sleeve length and pin that as well. But here's my cropped shirt that I made from my pattern. I'm also under the weathering tag, so yeah, so is the baby over there. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to show this off. Let's go in this. So this is the cropped shirt that I made. It has crisscrosses over in the front. It has full length sleeves, and it's just pinned together like I did my other video when I made a pattern. I pinned it together and then went ahead and made another video recording me sewing it and then doing a lookbook with several looks that can be made and used with this top. So you're going to be seeing a lookbook and me sewing this next. I don't know if it's going to be next, but it's going to be one of the next videos that I make and come out with. So tune in for that. But this is the shirt. Here's the back. It's going to look a little butched in the back because this mannequin is not my size. It's a little bit bigger, but I got it for free, so hey. So it's a little bit down, crisscross over in the back. Doesn't even close on one side because the shoulders are great. Like, this is my shoulder. These are my shoulders right here. But that's not my waist or my rib cage. Yes, Anna. Apologize again for the noise. Definitely let me know if you guys like this video, and comment below to let me know what other videos would be interesting, what other clothes would be interesting. I'm also transforming a t-shirt. Look out for that one. Going to come up soon, hopefully. I just found a t-shirt. Like, I literally lost a t-shirt. How did I lose a t-shirt? I don't know how I lost a t-shirt. Got the t-shirt and I got it ready for a video, and I was like, hey, we about to record this t-shirt being transformed. But nope, I couldn't find the t-shirt. I blame it on my daughter, so that's why. She took the t-shirt, she hid it from me, and now I can't find it. Well, I found it now, but I couldn't find it, and it delayed me about 3 days, so I couldn't do the video yet. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'll also be coming out with a potential story time as well. Look in the description box for that. And I'll be posting a lookbook for this particular shirt. I was about to call it a skirt because I'm still on the skirt. It's a shirt. Thanks for watching. Bye.